Okay, so I wanted to talk about this. I find it really weird. Why is Godin trying to lie about the whole DNA stuff and me trying to basically say that biracials, I tell biracials where to go, not the other way around? Well, it wouldn't be wrong for me to say, considering I say that to dark-skinned, medium-complected, and light-skinned people. We all know the main reason Golden Sphere side has an issue with me is because of the percentage of African DNA I have in me. See, they don't like that I am 90% African. That's mainly their issue. I mean, the first time actually I had a big issue with this back in 2019 when I was boasting basically to one of the content creators back then about how I'm so much more black, basically, while not being dark skinned. I find that cool. Once I found out that that was a real thing that could happen, and you could be, basically not dark skinned, you could be caramel, you could be yellow, you could be, even high yellow for some people, and you can be, 90% African. I was so proud and so happy about it because it was like, oh, so I'm not lost for identity. I'm not lost for anything. It's not that I'm like someone who's a knockoff and I'm just expressing genes where I don't know where they come from. No, they're right where I think they are from, And it was very, it was great to have that kind of explanation, basically. And I'm showing this lady because she, has 92% African. She's a caramel girl, too, as you can see.
Background and stuff like that. I just took the chance
I could show.
just got the kit. I waited until there was like a sale, so it was 10% off. It was like $89.99 instead of $99.99, so I did get a little bit of a deal. I did. My grandmother's aunt, she said that the reason that my heritage was so highly African is because my ancestors, that I was 92% African, because having 92% of anything is really, really rare because
See, so that's what I mean. So, to me, from my experience, now I don't have as high percentage as her, 92%. That's a little high, I guess, for me. Well, it is Ancestry DNA, and Ancestry DNA is one of my highest ones. But I think mine is still lower than that. But anyway, the point is, what I'm trying to say here is this. I find it really weird that the Golden Sphere would be the ones to say, oh, how dare you try and say someone is less black than you and telling you where to go as a black woman, when it's like, yeah, because I'm actually physically more black than a lot of other black people, regardless of their skin tone, by the way. And the thing is, I know a lot of you guys have a problem with my existence, okay? You guys have. You guys have always had an issue with my existence. I've had it where sometimes you guys, for example, if you guys don't know my percentage, you're like okay with me. But if you know my percentage, you hate the fact that I look the way I do. One could say maybe, I've always explained this away to say, okay, maybe I look this way because there are chromosomes that are lower percentages. I do have a chromosome that is 50%. But, from my perspective, it's like, well, I'm mostly black, and compared to other black people, I'm more black than them, dark-skinned black people, brown-skinned, light-skinned. A major thing I've always done with black people is, you're not going to try and disregard my blackness. Well, I'm a good percentage more black than you. Like, what the fuck are you doing? Kind of like thing. That's why I've always had that mentality. Like, no, you're not fucking doing any of that on me, kind of thing. And the thing is with these type of people, there have been times where people push back because they'll be like, I'm darker skin and all that stuff. Usually it's dark skinned black people who push back on it the most. Maybe that's why you guys don't witness it as much, because I'm more so getting questioned by my blackness, and not questioned by it, but like treated like my blackness isn't as strong as a dark-skinned black woman's. And it's like, that skin tone shit don't mean shit, obviously, because I can still test more black than you. So obviously that's just a bunch of bullshit, you guys saying that, you're more black than somebody. You're making that up because you want to feel like you win on something with blackness and try and shame someone for supposedly being mixed, so then you could feel better about being dark skinned. As if you need a fucking excuse to be dark skinned. No one needs a fucking excuse to be dark skinned, because dark skin is beautiful just as it is. Indians who are dark skinned aren't even black, and they're beautiful being dark skinned. Black people who are dark skinned are beautiful being dark skinned. It doesn't matter their percentage. You don't have to try and percentage shame another person. But I always try and basically, counter that with basically explaining that you're not going to beat me there, basically, because hardly anyone does beat me there, And it's kind of hard to beat me, honestly, because I do have chromosomes that are actually 100% African. You have to understand, if I have a chromosome that's 50% African, look at that on a percentage level. Look at the amount of the range. I mean, like the median, basically, and the mode, basically, where okay, if you add 23 numbers and you understand some of the numbers have a larger base than others, basically, you'll realize that percentage-wise, it's going to have to be that I have quite a few chromosomes that are 100%. So that's why when people try to say they're more black than me, it's really impossible. Because if I have 100% chromosomes, 100% African chromosomes, then obviously you can't really be more black than me. Kind of thing. But the point is, and what I'm trying to explain is that, when we're talking about my DNA results, of course, I can easily say anyone is less black than me. And that's not me trying to attack them or anything. It's a fact. I don't say it on a basis of color. I know you were trying to make it on color, but I literally do this much more on dark-skinned black people, because it's like you guys are trying to say, because you're darker than me, you're going to be more black. No, you're not. You're not more black than me. You're less black than me. Like Chris Rock and stuff being 80% black. It's very rare if I get 80% black on any test. And yes, some tests have varied, but I'm talking about Ancestry DNA since she's done Ancestry DNA herself. So my point is, basically, as far as I know, I think that people, when you guys try and make up stuff about somebody trying to assert that they're more black than a biracial, that's factual, one. But I don't just single out biracials when it comes to this. I've been showing my DNA results in the 2019 year for a while, basically. I showed them on I think several platforms, just posting them out, So, I mean, trying to act like I was in the wrong to try and act like I'm more black than someone. No, it's actually factually true. Most black Americans I talk to are going to be less black than me. So why is it wrong for me to admit you're less black when you are fucking less black than me? I've already tested, and I know the average for black Americans is less black than me. So that's what that is, So that's all I have to really say here. I was just addressing that whole point because I felt like a lot of people weren't paying attention to that was one of the problems, and one of the things that I basically found to be problematic in the accusation that was basically placed upon me. Because it's like, it's like at the end of the day, you guys trying to claim that I was trying to belittle biracials or whatever. No, I do that to dark-skinned black people too. So you can't try and paint me that way either. You guys try over and over again to keep implementing the colorism aspect of things and also implementing the stereotypes, basically. So basically placing upon the idea that, biracials, have a certain experience. Dark-skinned black people have a certain experience. You guys always hate women like me because our experiences are never going to be quite like dark skin, not going to be quite like light skin. And then a lot of dark skinned people don't experience what you're saying about dark skinned people. So I don't understand in Toto, why don't you guys just go over to Chrissy's channel and support her? Because you guys say the same thing and none of it's true. You guys might as well just come together. And I never understand why much of the Golden Sphere doesn't come together, because you guys are one and the same. So that's all I have to say in this video. Thanks for watching, like, and subscribe, and have a great day. Comment down below. Bye.